man-to-man. But there were times I had to get him man-to-man. And
favorite team that you guys love to face in your division?
Yours.
Yes, sir.
Like the game, like we play against the Raiders, you might get 3 sacks. When they had Jamarcus Russell, which I did. So I got 3 sacks on them in the first half, right?
Yeah.
And I'm ready, and they take Tommy Maddox.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to West War Room Rivals. I am your host, Cody. I'm joined by the Shovik brothers, Austin and Corey, and Caleb, the Chargers fan. No Matt today. He is under some obligations with work, so he will join us on the next episode. But before we get started, because we have a special guest, if you guys are reading the title right now, we're going to give a shout out to some sponsors before we get rolling. So Vidite Coffee, go to viditecoffee.com today to get your coffee supply, the official War Room coffee for the show. Also, Rival Codes. Visit rivalcodes.com and use Rivals10 to get 10% off your merch today. Field Ops Kansas, Troy, my fellow Raider. Go visit him and his friends over there so they can get you set up with any field marketings that you need. And Angie and the team at Emporia State Federal Credit Union, day one supporters, so shout out to them. And of course, we are recording out of the JBW Solutions studio, so visit jbwsolutionsllc.com today for all safety compliance. Gentlemen, we have a huge one today. We've got the one and only Dwayne Bowe, the legend himself, in the studio. Are you guys ready to go?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's get him in here.
All right, let's go. So welcome to the stage, everybody. Dwayne Bowe. Dwayne, thank you for joining us, sir. How's it going?
Amazing. Thank you, guys. Awesome, Cody. You guys are the best. Thank you.
Oh, that's really generous of you. Let's get going right now. We've got some fun questions to ask you. So I'll start it off with, where did the passion of football come from growing up in Miami?
Well, coming from Miami, man, as you know, the best players reside out of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't touch the football until I was 17. I was in the streets. I was in the gangs. I was being raised by my grandma, so I kind of had, no father figure around. So I just was outside playing with a group of guys, and I just stumbled on the football field. I went to actually go fight a guy that actually beat up my younger brother that played for my high school team. And when I went in the locker room, the coach grabbed me up and said, "You're either going to play football or you're going to get expelled."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'll try the football thing out. And first time I touched it, 106-yard return, and my whole life changed.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, and again, it usually just takes those one moment. So right. To lead into this one, was that the moment when you realized that you're different, you could really do this, or was there a different moment that made you realize that, I could be really good at this?
That wasn't the moment. The moment was when I actually wanted to give up, and my whole team showed up to my house.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandfather died. They was like, "Oh, we need you. Don't let this take you down." I'm like, "Bro, it's over with. I tried." And it was 6 months after I started. And I went back out there, and we had a sand workout. It was crazy. I was throwing up. I was tired. I was like, "Yo, I don't think I'm going to do it." And then I just kept going, and we won state that year. First time my school went to state and won it. And from there, I went to LSU, got a scholarship, and then I knew from there it was everybody rooting for me,
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's incredible. Oh my gosh. But who were your early influences, whether it was family, coaches, NFL players? Who influenced you from a really young age?
I didn't watch football as a young age. I promise you I didn't. I was so. We had one TV in the house, and my grandfather stayed watching the stories, so we couldn't really see what guys are seeing today.
Mm-hmm.
To that moment when I started at 17, my high school coach, Coach Andre Johnson.
Oh, okay.
His brother played with me, so Andre would come back and give us cleats and gloves, and that's what I was looking forward to, looking up to, and having mentored me was Andre Johnson.
It's incredible. I have a question, but I have a quick follow-up. Was there a team that your grandfather rooted for that you innately rooted for once you got into football?
If you're from Miami, everybody here is a diehard Dolphin fan. So it's you grew up watching the Dolphins, but they was trash. Every year, my family's feelings be hurt. They be crying. Oh, we're not gonna. I'm like, why y'all watching that? It's breaking your heart every year. But I kind of took a liking towards Miami. On Dan Marino, some of the older guys, under Rondé Gaskin, cool dudes I've met before. But yeah, with Miami.
That's cool. So when did the dream shift from fun to actually going to D1? I know that you said you started at 17, but when did it get to the point where, wow, we have legit D1 offers, and when did it get real from that point?
I would say mid-season, my senior year. It was undefeated. I had like 8 touchdowns. I was going crazy. It was like, who's this guy? He just came out of nowhere. Nobody knew who I was. I was big, strong, fast, and it was like all the offers just started coming. Miami, Florida, Florida State. And I didn't have the grades. I was just coming from being in the streets. So it was like my high school coach, I'll never forget, Carlos Osegator. Now he's in Kansas City. Took me to night school, 7th period, Saturday school, to get my grades that helped me study for the FCAT, the ACT. And right then and there, when I seen everybody pulling for me and wanted me to get out of the streets and do something better, that's when I really locked in and took advantage of it.
Man, incredible.
Yeah, that's, golly, what a great story already. So I'm excited to hear about your time at LSU. Obviously, you won a Natty. So what did it mean to you to win a BCS national championship with LSU?
It was crazy. At the time, like I was coming off a state championship, going right into a national championship, and I'm just like, this Brown football just took me from out of the streets to number 1 to national. I'm like, if I keep going, maybe I can make some money, because there wasn't no NILs or you wasn't getting money like that when we was in school. So the coaches just say, just stay focused. Don't go back home. So my first 3 years, I didn't come home. I stayed. I worked out. Me and the quarterback, Jamarcus Russell, we just stayed at it. And, man, we just kept our head down. We didn't have distractions. We didn't have social media. So we was just football, back to the dorm, eat, work out. You do that for 3 years. Anybody, you'll make it. But now it's just so much distraction that guys are drinking and driving. We had scooters, so you couldn't you couldn't go 100 miles an hour, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the times was different. I'm glad I grew up in that time, because if I would have been coming out of the streets with all of the social media, like a lot of guys now, they're getting in trouble. They can't maximize their deals or get the money they want because they done messed up, you know? So that's why I'm here to just spread the word and mentor some of the guys and let them know, you know, you just got to stay clean and go green if you want to make it in the league, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Caleb's our resident volunteer fan, so Tennessee volunteer guy. Did you have some fun beating up on Tennessee at all?
I had a great game with Tennessee, man. A great game. I remember taking the screen probably like 50 yards, and I ran over like 3 guys on the team, and I was just like, these guys suck. Oh, man. The stadium's nice. It's a nice stadium. It was very nice. But I had a good time, man. College, NFL, high school. You know, you never know what that ball will bring to you, man. The relationships, the amount of people I touched, the family lives I changed. I wouldn't trade it in, you know?
Yeah. So obviously you don't get to a national championship without working really, really hard and going up against a lot of tough competition. So who was the toughest DB that you faced in college?
I killed everybody. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's our mentality.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. Like, you know what? Greg Blue from Georgia.
Okay.
Those guys hit pretty hard. But actually, like one corner, I can't remember. I didn't.
They
get
were
a
all
lot of time.
trash.
I think I was just above average because I really took it serious. You know, those guys probably at that time was, you know, a little big headed. They probably been playing for 8 years, so they just it was different. It was fresh for me, so it was like, this is my way out. So I took everything serious from practice to once I got in there, I made academic All-American. I had no distractions. I think that's one thing that we got to work on with the younger guys to to minimize distraction, because I think if you just minimize that, you can perform at a level you never thought you'd perform at. But it's just so much distraction going on in the media, so much stuff just to draw your attention off of the game, and that's what we're lacking. But I'm glad I had no distractions and I dominated everybody I played against.
Sure.
So yeah, you dominated. I was looking back through your stats and stuff, and I was like, dude, he was hooping on those guys. But anyways, at what point did you know like the NFL's calling? Like that's where I'm going to the league. Like at what point were you like, oh yeah, it's my time?
My senior year, because I stayed all 4 years, and like I said, my head was down. I never, after 2 years, now guys could really like start talking to agents and getting financial advisors and stuff like that. Me, Jamarcus, we didn't talk to anybody. They had it so neatly tighted that nobody could say you need to leave early, got it back for you. It was just, we stay in 4 years, we trying to win another one, and we hope we get drafted. Nobody was saying, you could be a first rounder. Like, we never heard that until our senior year, like 6 games into the season, like, hey, you guys can go, top pick. And then we were just like, shit, all right, well, we just gonna just keep going hard. And that's what we did. We ain't worried about the position or where we got drafted. We was just trying not to get hurt because guys was really hitting back then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were. So quick follow-up on that before we transition to the Chiefs years. But what is it about LSU that kind of produces these receivers? Everyone kind of crowns Ohio State as receiver U, but let's not forget the list that LSU has running right now. So what is it about LSU and these big-time great receivers?
I'm not gonna lie, it was me that started it.
Hell yeah.
And,
I detect no lies.
when I came back every year, I hosted the recruits, met them at their parents, from Odell to Landry to any of the guys you name. Like they had to come through me. Like when they come to Miami to train, they rent one of my mansions or rent one of my boats, and we just always kept it tight. And that's what Ohio State are doing now. Their receivers are coming back there. They're grooming them. The coaches, they bringing former coaches back to coach them. It's just, that was the LSU way, was to, when you leave, you came back, and molded the guys. And that's something I took a liking into, mentoring young guys that played my position.
Yeah, I mean, you have arguably two of the best receivers in football right now, LSU with Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. So they got some names to that college. So we're going to transition into the Chiefs years. One of our favorite questions to ask players is, what do you remember about draft night? Hearing your name called at 23. What was that like, and what was that draft night for you?
Oh man, it was crazy. I didn't make it to the draft. Jamarcus went. I rented out the big Budweiser building in Louisiana. Had my family, all my friends drive down, and man, we was hammered. I remember that.
Yeah.
That probably was like my 3rd time drinking beer and alcohol. So I was just waiting and waiting. Back then the first round took like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waited and waited. Mine, I didn't know I was gonna go first, but Nick Saban went to the Dolphins and he just left LSU. So I'm like, oh man, I might go home. This might be the strip, And he got fired right before the draft, and I was like, damn. 23rd pick, Kansas City. I had a 816 number call me. I looked at the phone. I hit ignore. I'm like, man, who keep calling me? I'm like, where's Kansas City? Everybody like, shh. I'm like, all right, man. Like, hello? Hey, Dwayne, you want to be a Kansas City Chief? I'm like, what's that? I never watched football like that I never heard of Kansas City.
Right.
It was either Miami or UM. I didn't watch NFL football the whole time I was in college. It was nothing. All I knew, the Texans, because Andre Johnson was there, and that's it. And when they called my name, it was like the best day of my life. I went there and changed the whole demographic on, how those guys played. Now people want to go to Kansas City and actually play for a title. it was different when I went there. Nobody wanted to go there. It was like a threshold like Cleveland, you know. You go there, it's a graveyard, and now you go there, you get your life back. You go there and you feel like you can win and be a champion. So I feel like everywhere I went, you know, I made them champions, and I changed the aura of that team. So, you know, I feel good about it.
Yeah. So when you were first there, of course, you played it for a couple of different QBs up until about 2013. Alex Smith comes in as QB1 and a legit QB at that time. What was it like playing with Alex Smith and then being coached by Andy Reid when they both came?
Oh man, to have a coach like Andy Reid that's like a father figure, and having Alex Smith, a guy that knows the game, can manage the game. You know, coming from LSU, having Jamarcus Russell, a guy that's just a phenomenal athlete, really wasn't a student of the game. He was just a player of the game. He just know how to play the game. And actually, when you get with a student of the game, you know, Alex taught me the in and out about the route techniques and getting in and out versus blitz. I never really learned that. I just had raw talent. I didn't really understand the game until Alex Smith got there and gave me a couple of pointers. And, you know, when he came, my career elevated. When I had Matt Castle, my career elevated. I had the big year in 2010 when I led the NFL in touchdowns. And in that year, I had like 4 quarterbacks, you know? It was crazy. Crazy.
And to lead into that was actually the next question. You did lead the NFL in touchdowns in 2010. What clicked?
That year, I just had my son. And I was like, man, I gotta, you know, every year I was going like 1,000 yards. I'm like, I gotta do something different. So I didn't go to Miami the offseason. I went to Minnesota to train with Fitzgerald. All the greats was there, man. I was there for like 2 months. My whole offseason, didn't really get to see my son that the first 3 months he was born. I sacrificed. And I think that's what guys tend not to do no more because there's so much pressure and so much distractions. I like shut down from everybody and just took my career to the next level and just got trained and mentored by the great. I feel like if you have a great mentor, you will become great. You just have to minimize the distractions.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. So what was your favorite game in a Chiefs uniform?
Can't be the Broncos game, right? Like it can't be that one.
I'm not gonna do you like that, Cody. I'm not gonna I would say the Seahawks game. I had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That game
was that part of that 3-game stretch?
Yeah, 7 games.
7 games. Yeah, you had 7 straight touchdowns. Yeah. You had some
click on it, Caleb. Nah, that was a good time though. Yeah, that game was the because they, you know, that was the Legion of Boom. They were just talking a lot of trash, and you know, I wasn't a trash talk. I get out there and they like, oh man, they go Debo. I didn't show no mercy. I went out there and just played the game hard, and I think from that game I got a lot of respect from, you know, other teammates and other guys from different teams. They was like, man, he just a monster out there, and just from that, just taking that momentum, and I just was going crazy. But Denver, I did you guys.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Chargers, you know what I mean? I had 180, 130 something. I mean, you know, you have those games sometimes. Some guys be off, some guys be on. But you know, those guys, them teams had great coaches, and you know, they tried to, you know, script it around me not to, you know, get off. But I was just so determined, and you know, my off-season training really showed during that stretch.
Yeah, speaking of the trash teams in the division with the Chiefs, you know, what was Arrowhead like during those big rivalry games, you know, when they'd come to town? We know what Arrowhead's like, but what was it like during those games?
Man, it was ecstatic, man. It was rocking. It was electrifying. Like, man, Halloween games, just playing anybody from the conference. It was just like when we played the Raiders, they call it Hater Week. It was like,
yes, sir.
The coaches was so serious. They wasn't laughing. When we played San Diego, it was just like, I'm like, these guys are sorry. Why are y'all so mean this week? We're gonna whoop them. We're gonna beat them. Like, coach, relax. He was like, no, because I didn't understand. Like, you have to win those games to go to the playoffs. I never, because we didn't. Our first couple of years, we never went to the playoffs. It was like, damn, what are we doing wrong? And it's like those key games you have to win. And once we got that, the dynamic of learning how to win when Andy and Alex came, we just started putting pieces together and started building the team around, me and Jamal Charles and Kelsey. It's just flourished. Everybody took their off seasons real serious, and it just mended together like that.
Man, some times that I miss, but also I don't miss the routes that Jamal Charles and you guys would have on the Raiders. So
that Jamal Charles 5-touchdown game against the Raiders. I don't know.
yeah, that was a great day for fantasy, not a great day for Raiders football. That's for sure. So who was some teammates? I mean, you mentioned Alex Smith, who really helped you kind of hone your craft, but who was some teammates that helped push you to another level to be the best player that you can be when you stepped on the field on Sundays?
I'm going to say Tamba Ali, Derek Johnson. It was mostly the defensive guy because I'm going against them every day in practice. Brandon Flowers. It was like the main defensive guy. Sean Smith. These guys was like we all hung together. We all, ate together. Our families is still pretty tight. It was mostly the defensive guy. The offensive guys know I was already like that, but when you hear from a defensive guy, you got to go against every day. It really will mold your mind like you really him. And those guys just really paved the way for me. They really stayed on me, even when I didn't want to practice, when it was cold, hands jammed up, and I just wanted to just go get in my bed. It was just those guys really stepped up and helped me, be the best player I can be.
Yeah, and we had Derek Johnson on a couple weeks ago, and that dude was phenomenal and what he was talking about. So, hey, real quick, we see your hoodie. Let's talk a little bit about that. I'm going to give you the floor. I want you to tell everybody about it and what you want people to know.
APA, All Pro Academy. Me and Jamarcus Russell.
Okay.
My former quarterback from college. We started this academy, wide receivers and quarterbacks, teaching them the insights of the game, showing them, how to practice, how to eat, how to recover. Teaching about NILs, mentoring them. We actually got our camp March 14th and 15th in Miami, Florida at Bunch Park at Teddy Bridgewater Park. And, we just started it this year, and this is our second camp. It's doing good. We're trying to be like IMG. Just really, these guys are just, a lot of guys just coaching kids and just screaming at them and putting them in the run fast. We're really teaching them how to be a professional, take care of their body, show them how the professionals train, how they eat, how they recover, and having we insert AI tools to show the kids their levels of being great when they stay focused. We taking some of the stuff we learned from the NFL and we dishing it to the kids from 9 years old, all the way up. And we having former guys come out who these guys look up to, like Odell, Tyreek. They come and just, give these guys word of encouragement. They need to see the guys who, look like them that got in trouble, got clean, made millions of dollars. So they can see the human side of the NFL guys. They just seeing us in the helmet and fancy cars and big houses, that doesn't touch them. They want to see guys who got in trouble for stealing pads and cleats from the store so they can play in the state championship game. We taking those guys and letting them know and mentoring them, letting them know, everybody gonna get in trouble at least one time. I got in trouble. Everybody's gonna get in trouble. It's just how big is your punishment gonna be to determine how you work and how you grind and how you stay focused and being around the right people. So we started this academy to mentor, show the youth, be in the neighborhood, be in the communities, and just go from there, man. We starting it. If you guys want to sign up, you can go to www.allproacademy.com, register. We can give you guys a discount code if you need it, but it's a phenomenal camp. The insight, the people that they're going to meet, and the information they're going to leave with is going to be valuable.
That's awesome. We're going to share that on our socials if that's okay with you.
Oh, most definitely.
All right, sweet.
Absolutely. So that's pretty cool. I do have one quick rapid fire question before I get to our final one, so we can let you out and get some dinner. But I am curious though, is there a quarterback in today's game that you would love to catch some touchdowns from?
Most definitely. I get this question all the time. Of course, Patrick Mahomes, and
Yeah.
Lamar. I'm real good friends with him. I just left his 7-on-7 camp a couple of days ago. The guys who I mentor, who I talk to, who I see often. Josh Allen. Have a big guy like that. Herbert. I like big, tall, elusive, playmaking quarterbacks. I don't want the 1, 2, 3. I don't want the. I want. You know what I mean? I'm like,
for
I
sure.
want it like broke down play, hit me for 60. I want some excitement. I'm all about, the entertainment side of the game. Now that I'm on, this side, I do music, I do acting, so I'm all about giving the fans what they want. So those are a couple of guys who I wouldn't mind catching balls from right now.
Hey, I know you took a couple 1, 2, 3 slants house after tracking some dudes, so
yeah,
you kind of made the most of that too. But our final question that we like to ask our former players and whatnot, just to get a little taste of what they think. But when it's all said and done, how do you want people to remember Dwayne Bowe?
As an awesome, awesome guy off the field that'll do anything for his fans, community, his family. When I go back to Kansas City, I can go back with no ID, no wallet, and live rent-free forever. The community I built, just the people I blessed and took care of. It's beyond the game. When you talk about Dwayne, it's like the things I did on my off days will never be forgotten. And that's what I tried to make. So I try my best to be known off the field as like a guy that'll do anything for anybody. And that's why they call me Debo.
That's what I like to hear. Yeah, we didn't get to dive into that rap game today, but maybe another time. But as a Chiefs fan, I think I can speak for Chiefs Kingdom. You came in at a time when the Chiefs weren't necessarily flying high, but you definitely brought some excitement. Like you said, you changed the culture. A lot of big-time games, big-time plays that we remember. And I'm sure you've heard it plenty of times, and you will continue to hear it. But Chiefs Kingdom has nothing but love for Debo. One of, if not most of our favorite players. One of them, at least, for sure. So we definitely appreciate you sharing a little insight and everything. You're definitely a Chiefs Kingdom legend, at least to me. And I mean, you're up in the ring now, so they seem to agree. So definitely appreciate you and your time with us tonight, and then obviously your time in Kansas City as well.
I appreciate it, guys, for sure.
And I will say, you caused me to say a few choice words on my TV a few times, but I again, all love with that. And again, I really do appreciate your time tonight, and I'd love to have you back on so we can dive deeper into not only the back end of your career, but as Austin said, the music stuff that you've been doing. I know we've been kind of digging into some of that. It's been really fun for us to, see, life after football for you. So you're always welcome on our show anytime, any place. You just tell us when you want on here, and we'll open this up for you anytime. So thank you for your time tonight.
I appreciate it.
Heck yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. You guys have a good one, all right?
Appreciate it, brother.
Take care.
Thank you. All right.
Man, what a great guy.
It was fantastic.
God, there's so much to dive into with his story, and we were just scratching the surface. And
you love Chiefs now, don't you? We've had some great Chiefs guys on.
I hate to admit, man, all my favorite ones have been, unfortunately, they played for the Chiefs. So, geez, they just seem to find great guys. This is not a great look. So,
and I think from your angle at this, Cody, for you is, I know there's a lot of things that people say about Jamarcus. Obviously, everyone knows the history there and what Jamarcus was. Raiders fans obviously have choice things about Jamarcus. But I think if we were to get him back on, I think he would be able to give you an insight of Jamarcus that maybe people don't see. And, to see him and Jamarcus both starting up that the football stuff, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know about those guys' character and what they're about. So, kind of what was your thoughts on that one?
Well, I mean, he alluded to something where he said he's just an athlete of the game and not a student of the game. And that's not to make a slight out of Jamarcus Russell. It was just, he was a player that went off of his raw talent. There's no doubt that he had it. And it was just, had he maybe studied, his career might have been a lot different. But what's great is he's now giving back to youth football and giving it back to now their APA league, where they are essentially diving into those that are in need of it and teaching them the rights and the wrongs of the game. And, say what you want about Jamarcus Russell. I know that he's going to be mentioned as the biggest bust of all time by a lot of people, but there's no one better to give feedback or advice on like what not to do or what you can do to prolong your career. Because he's been in the NFL. He made, they won a national championship. That doesn't accidentally happen, but also like Dwayne Bowe was somebody that started football at 17, got a national championship, got into the NFL. And then it wasn't until, some Hall of Fame head coach that helped him be even a better player. And he strived to be that. So.
Yeah. And you can say what you want about Russell with the Raiders. And like you said, if you consider him a bust or anything, that boy was dominant at LSU.
That whole team was
they unstoppable. I mean, I remember him doing some of those videos, throwing the ball 60 yards from his knees.
Yeah.
Like he had talent and he was fantastic. It doesn't work out in the pros for everyone. He's not the first and he won't be the last. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of good to get a little bit of insight, from Debo on Jamarcus Russell. Cause like Corey said, to the fans, it kind of just looks like a giant bust, but there's always more to that, right? It's always more than what meets the eye.
And to be dead ass with you guys right now, I actually wouldn't mind getting Jamarcus on here.
I would love to hear his story about the journey and, post NFL or what that was like. I'd love to get his story too.
And maybe not only with that, and it's not one of those, but those of you watching, it's not one of those where, hey, yeah, we want to get him on here so we can sit here and say, bust this, bust it. We would never do that. That's not what our show's about. We would literally get him on here and say, hey, what were you able to learn from that situation? What happened in that situation that now you and Debo are actually able to turn this into, a thing that's probably going to take off. He said this is going to be their second camp. So I would love to talk to Jamarcus about, we all go through the trials. We all go through, the ups and downs. And he's obviously was, he's going to be known as that for the rest of his life. Ryan Leaf, same thing, but Ryan Leaf's trying to turn it into,
a redemption
story.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. And I would love to have Jamarcus on here to say, hey, yeah, you doo-dooed on your playing time or your career, but now you're trying to do right. Like, I want to know what goes into that. What's the thought process behind that? Because like Debo said, those kids don't see the guys out. They see them in the helmets, right? They see them on TVs. They don't, how can he do that for good? And I would love to hear that.
Yeah. And let's be honest, like, you can call him a bust all you want. He has more career games, more career touchdowns, more everything than 99.9% of the people saying this stuff combined.
Right. Oh yeah.
So at the end of the day, who are we to say he's a quote unquote bust? Right. He's still light years better than anyone saying these things at the same time.
And with that, go ahead, Caleb.
So really, in my opinion, I think Jamarcus and Debo, for that matter, they're trying to show people and the youth things that they probably were not shown. And that really, it shows the disservice that they were done, in my opinion. So I really applaud them for doing what they're doing and giving back. That's big time, really big time.
Yeah.
And what I was going to say is, for those of you that see the John Abraham on our intro, that's not him talking shit on Jamarcus Russell. That's just him talking shit on the Raiders.
Yeah.
And that's not him throwing shade at Jamarcus Russell. So any of you are like, well, you guys have Jamarcus Russell in your intro video. That's not at all what that means.
And if anything, that's talking some crap on their O-line.
Yeah.
And Russell.
Don't read into that at all, please.
No, the reason why we had the number one overall pick was for a reason. Just like this upcoming draft, we have the number one overall pick. We don't, the best team in the NFL does not get the number one overall pick for being that good. No, the Raiders got the number 1 pick for a reason. They drafted Jamarcus Russell. You know, an argument could be made that, and again, I'm not saying things happen for a reason, regardless of what we know inside and out, whatever.
Yes.
But like, if there was some coaching or upper management leadership that maybe took over that was stable, maybe that would have helped Jamarcus Russell more.
We say it all the time. Situations matter.
Always.
Right. I'm the first one to say it here. The Raiders have not had a head coach that has stayed longer than 3 seasons since John Gruden back in the late 90s, early 2000s. It's always been another rotating factor of new head coaches. So, you know, so no, I'm not crashing out. Relax. So with Jamarcus Russell having to go with however many coordinators, coaches, GMs in his short time, you know, you can make the argument that he was not going to succeed in the situation that he was in, you know, and it's unfortunate that he didn't get another opportunity in the NFL, but you also look at the experience that he got in the NFL, that he can take that, especially winning a national championship, being able to play at the highest level, being able to take that to youth, like what we're all talking about, and teach you like, hey, if you don't stay on top of your stuff, this is what they're looking for. And that's exactly what Debo and Jamarcus Russell are now doing for their community, which is amazing.
Can we talk about how crazy that'd be if the draft order was best to worst? Like, can you imagine Seahawks winning the Super Bowl and then they get to just come pick first overall?
No one would ever watch the NFL ever again.
Well, no, but you would have to worry about a quarterback being taken number 1 overall. So, I mean, the Raiders could still technically maybe have a chance to get it at 31 or 32, I mean.
Well, we had this conversation. This is pre-Caleb. So we had this conversation if the NFL should go to a lottery system like what the NBA does. And I know nobody likes that idea, but I was like, it would be interesting, you know?
You know what I like?
The best teams pick first.
No, let's not do that. What, Caleb?
This isn't necessarily for the NFL, but I like even if it was like NBA, something like that. But if instead of doing the lottery, they went to something like what is it, soccer, where you get demoted a league or something like that.
Oh, sure. You get relegated to like the cool NFC South division if you suck in your division. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. You get, like, moved.
You'd have the same 4 teams in the same damn division every year because it's literally the same recycled shit teams every season. So it's just like one of those.
Pretty true.
That's funny.
Caleb, you had another former NFL player tell you the Volunteers suck.
Yeah, I know, dude. Yeah, tough scene, man.
I can't remember. Were the Vols pretty bad in like the early to mid 2000s?
They were actually
Johnson
pretty good.
Yeah.
Derek Johnson went to Texas, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm mixing up my players. Sorry.
They were pretty.
AJ Johnson went to Tennessee.
That's what I'm thinking.
They were actually pretty good. It was probably like 2010, 2009, 2010 when they started going downhill, like big time downhill. Like
that was end of Fulmer, right?
I'm sorry.
Was that the end of Fulmer, or was that like
end of Fulmer? That was the end of Fulmer.
So at what year did they get better, I guess?
They really haven't since like
2021 was their best year.
Oh, so they're on the same streak as the Raiders right now. Okay.
Oh, dude, it's been like it was way down and then they'll come up for a little bit. Yeah, it's a tough scene, man, for my team.
Let's be honest though, like Dwayne Bowe was a big dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no slide against running over Tennessee Vols. Like he was doing that in the pros. He was a big boy, and that's probably the last big receiver the Chiefs have ever had. And it breaks my heart because those are my types of receivers. But like he was a big boy. Like he really would take those slants and just, you had the Tyreeks who would just 4-1 past everyone. Mm-hmm. Dwayne Bowe would just take it through everyone.
Yeah.
He was a big boy.
Well, and then to hear that he was still pretty like raw, even at the age that he was at LSU, you got to think he was like maybe super early 20s. So he'd only been playing football for maybe 5 years at that. And he just still raw talent, still learning better than everybody else. Like a lot of some of these younger kids now, like are getting trained at like the age of 10 for whatever position. So if he had that kind of like training and then gone, like how much better would he have been with that extra training and his talent? So
it's scary to think of because he had a hell of a career, and not to dim the light on my Chiefs, but he was there for a lot of dark years as far as like relevant teams go. And like he said, that one year he broke or led the league in touchdowns. He had 4 different quarterbacks. Like kind of Carl Pickens-esque, right? Like Carl had that 3 or 4 year stretch with not so good Bengals teams. And Debo was kind of the same. Like, I'm curious not only if he trained longer, but if the Chiefs, the first portion of Dwayne Bowe's career was more stable and everything, what would that have looked like as well? So, you know, there's always those what ifs, and I'm sure the players do too, right? Like, you know, what if I had a Patrick Mahomes during my time? That dude threw 50 touchdowns in 1 year, and quarterbacks in my entire career didn't even combine for that.
I mean, imagine if Mahomes had a big body receiver in the red zone. I mean, I know he has Kelsey, but let's be honest, like Dwayne Bowe's far more athletic than Kelsey. I can imagine what
it's close with
young Kelsey.
Yeah,
sure.
Now shoot. I mean, Kelsey's still more athletic than all of us by far. But
everyone in the NFL, the punters are more athletic than us.
Bro, did you see that punter put up like 30 reps at the combine? Anyway, that got me. That's another conversation.
There's a reason why they're in the NFL and we're not. Okay.
But you told me to imagine Mahomes with big receiver. I do every year, Cody. Every year I imagine him with a big guy and not a 5'9" speedster.
A little speedster. Okay. And you guys are about to welcome another 5'9" speedster this offseason.
It's gonna happen. As long as it's Caleb Downs. Oh, wrong position.
Yeah, so Austin alluded to Combine started up this week. We're not going to talk about that tonight, but there were some comments made by the Raiders GM that I do want to talk to Cody about, but I'm going to do that tomorrow on our show tomorrow.
Big ones.
Big comments, actually. And I'm sure Cody knows which ones I'm alluding to. If not, I'll make sure that Cody is aware so he can go catch up.
I'm right there with you. So tomorrow, everyone tune in. We'll be talking about it.
Yeah, and then Sean Payton obviously talked tonight. Davis Webb will be calling plays this season, so I'll break some of that down.
Can't believe he lied to the media like that. That's crazy.
Brett Veach talked today as well, so I don't know if the Chargers did. I haven't paid attention quite too much.
He did. He did talk. He didn't want to disclose much. He was pretty much just like, we're going to build, put weapons around Herbert kind of deal.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Can we allude to the yearly? This is about the time the video comes out every year of Chris Jones at the combine.
Dingles are hanging out.
I think I saw he was the first one to get a sack at the combine. Yeah.
I honestly got road rash.
I thought it was him, right? And he posted the video on X. And I was like, oh, that was you, man. That's legendary. And he was like, yes, sir. Every year, it's my time.
That's so funny. I just saw the New Heights clip where they talked about it. Yes. And then Jason Kelsey goes, yeah, man, that third leg be popping out, huh?
Lucky he didn't do damage.
It worked out for him, though, I think. So,
he's had an amazing career since that incident.
Popped out.
Oh my God.
That's legendary. That's fantastic. Thanks for that, Brandon.
But yeah, Chris Jones says it's his yearly time during the combine because that's the video that always surfaces and stuff for the combine.
Yeah. I mean, there'll be some things he'll never live down, and that's one of them. So
you can even win a few Super Bowls and be an all-pro and be one of the best at your position for over a decade, and they're still going to remember this, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so as we alluded to, we're obviously going to do a show tomorrow night. We made the decision to go ahead and do one tomorrow. Obviously, the combine's heating up, and we're starting to get an idea on who's getting tagged. Those rumors are starting. And I've told you guys on the TikTok lives, make sure it's rumor season. So, again, make sure you're paying attention to who is saying this stuff on socials. Yeah. Please don't find something and tag us in it and it end up not being. So again, I tell you guys all the time, we aren't insiders, but we're fairly confident that we know what's going to happen. So again, if you want to come to us as your trusted sources, we're not going to tell you anything that we don't think is going to happen. So again, guys, please make sure you're paying attention to who the sources are, because again, as Cody's aware, all 31 teams are going to trade for Max Crosby.
And right now the rumor is the Chiefs are interested in the number one left tackle in free agency right now. Apparently, we're interested in paying him the 25 to 30 million.
Is that Braden Smith from
No,
Indy?
Rasheed Walker
It's
for the Packers.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Apparently,
I
Chiefs
saw-
are interested in that. Again, you can't believe everything. This has got to be some sort of smokescreen or something to drive his price up. The Chiefs are not going to spend $30 million on a tackle. Not with this. You have to understand what's reasonable and what's not. So, like Corey said, it's rumor season. Be cautious. Use some common sense.
For sure.
Is it possible Chiefs sign the guy? Of course it is. Anything's possible, but you have to understand what's realistic and what's not.
Yeah, and with that, please come to our chat with good stuff. Again, we love seeing most of it, but at the end of the day, like, we're not going to fall for the rage baits. So again, as I said, we'll be live here on YouTube tomorrow night, so make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thanks again for those of you that have subscribed. We won't be doing TikTok live tomorrow night. It'll just be here on YouTube. We're going to try to do some more YouTube stuff regularly. That doesn't mean Caleb and I, Cody, that doesn't mean we won't do TikToks, but right now our focus is trying to get these YouTube subs up and kind of going into, a fast off season, because now the combine's here, which means free agency is going to be ramping up very soon, because this is where your deals start getting made. People start talking here at the combine. Unfortunately for Bronco fans, 4 years ago now, this is where the Russell Wilson deal kind of started taking shape. There's been plenty of, trades that have started here at the combine. So buckle up, because we keep telling you guys it's going to be a very busy and active off season, and I expect big names to be moved, and this is where it starts. So looking forward to breaking all that down with you guys starting tomorrow night at our normal time. So hit the subscribe button, make sure you share it out with your friends, and I'll let you guys take us home.
I do want for the ones joining late, make sure you go back and catch the first about 25-30 minutes. We did have Dwayne Bowe in here. He did have to go. It was dinner time with the family. We never want to interrupt that or anything, so he gave us about 30 minutes of his time. So if you joined a little later, just halfway through, make sure you go catch the first half of this and hear some of Dwayne Bowe's stories and his journey through football. That did take place about the first 25-30 minutes of the episode. So make sure to just go catch that.
Oh, good. I see Cody out here. All fans are welcome. Be a fan. Cody, tell them.
That's right, guys. Season 2, hashtag be a fan. If you guys have a spicy hot take about your team or any team that you want to share, let us know, so that way we can, we can all be fans, because we've all got some spicy ones coming up for season 2, as what we've been alluding to. If you guys also missed it, we had our wish list and our top 5 free agents for each team. So go back on our socials to go check that out. And we'll have our draft prospects, or I think Austin has already posted his draft prospects, if I'm not mistaken, for the Chiefs. Is that right?
I posted my Chiefs mock draft. We still have.
That's right.
We're going to be posting our top 5 draft prospects per position.
I'll probably let you guys do that, and I'll do my team mock draft.
Yeah, I think I got a team mock draft coming up in my future, because my team's going to win this draft again. So, anyways,
That's
picks.
debatable.
Mine is too, with my 5 picks. No, I'm just kidding.
all right, guys,
Mock draft in.
let's go.
I did a couple where I was wheeling and dealing, and then I'm like, wait, let's just do a straight, no trades, anything, just straight picks, because I could get 32 picks going here.
Caleb's going left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, right tackle. All 5 of his draft picks right there. He's set and ready to go.
Well, what's funny is when the news broke, I think it was over the weekend, where the Browns are going to release all of their starting line, basically, for their offensive line. I was thinking, I wonder how expensive it would be for the Raiders just to pick them all up, because I mean, some of them are pretty good. I wouldn't want all of them, but some of them.
A couple.
There's a couple.
Yeah,
but
there's a couple.
Yeah, let's not
maybe
get
not
carried. Like, you don't want that whole Browns offensive line. They come from a losing culture, Cody. You're not building anything with that.
No. There's a couple of them that I'm like, you know what? You would do great on the team. So a couple of veterans on there.
And then Caleb pissing people off, saying Bowe's been retired.
Oh yeah, you really.
Wait, what did I say?
You really made Charger fans too happy about announcing Bozeman's retirement.
Oh, dude, don't get me started with that. Me and Austin, I was talking about it there. At the end of the day, like, these guys, they play their heart out, man. Like, they spend so much time on the field and all that. And I'm sure we'll probably get into this some more. But with all the stuff going on in the NFL at the moment, like, come on, be respectful. Like, dude, he played his heart out. Whether he was good or not, that's another story. Regardless, like, thank them for their time and that kind of thing. I mean, they were being ridiculous. I mean, they really were. So,
yeah, and right, it's a retirement. At that time, thank him, wish him
As
well.
everybody wakes up today, goes to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Come on.
I mean,
Yeah. So
Hey,
that's we agreed on that, Kayla, where it's like at this point, like you made your peace when he was playing and had, at this point, wish him well, thank him for his time. Like, no need to be quote unquote kind of rude or ridiculous about it.
Now there were some straight up assholes in the comments.
straight up was. I was reading through some of those.
So much
lists.
that I even had to make the comment, and I usually don't. Like,
I know
can
when
usually-
Austin is the voice of reason, we've gone too far.
too far.
Yeah.
Well, I saw some of them and I was like, dude, like they were all like cheering. That there was,
Yeah.
that was crazy, dude. I was like, my God.
It's gonna be real shitty when you guys don't get Linderbaum.
Oh,
Oh, dude, I know.
It's gonna be real awkward.
Dude, I know that's what's going to
undrafted-
happen now.
Some
I'm
undrafted
serious.
free agent's going to come out and
You guys by like week 8 or like week 6 are going to be like, damn, we kind of wish we had Bozeman back.
No, even worse. You know what's going to happen? We're going to get Linderbaum, and he's going to get hurt like week 2.
Oh,
That's what's going to
to
happen. No,
Dang.
I'm not wishing anyone injuries on anyone. I'm just telling you that's what's going to happen. I already know it. Especially, I mean, with the fans, how they react and stuff. And obviously, I'm a Chargers fan, but it's a little ridiculous. But
yeah. Well, Cody, take us home so we got another. We can talk more tomorrow.
Yeah, we got to save this for tomorrow. All right, guys. So shout out to Videye Coffee. Go to videycoffee.com today to get your supply of the War Room's coffee of choice, or you can go to Amazon and purchase Videye Coffee today. Also, go to Rival Codes. Visit rivalcodes.com. Use Rivals10 to get 10% off your merch, as well as getting your own. Sorry, my dogs are going crazy right now. So anyways, it is not just apparel. It is territory. So visit rivalcodes.com today. And also Field Ops, my fellow Raider, Troy, and his crew will set you up with any field markings you need for any leagues or games in the greater Kansas area. And Angie at Emporia State Federal Credit Union, day one supporters. So go check them out as well. And the final one, the big boss of them all, JBW Solutions, LLC. What are you showing me?
I see Jamarcus. You keep liking our post, man. Just come on.
Come on, dude.
Come on in here.
You're safe on. You're safe here, man.
You're safe in here.
All right. So final shout out to JBW Solutions. We will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on all the socials, and we will see you guys tomorrow.